Welcome back to Hey Kentucky. Now, after a long wait of over 6 months, the pension bill is finally out and has been proposed by the Republicans in the Kentucky State Senate. It differs quite a bit from Matt Bevin's proposal that we talked about in October. As a matter of fact, it's a huge departure. But we wanted to go into detail about what's in it and how it might affect you. Now, this is important because Senator Bowen, who actually brought forth the bill, he's from Owensboro, he says that they are done with negotiation. That's it. This is the bill, and this is what it's going to be. So before it passes, it's important to see what's in it. Now, let's get started. If you are a retired teacher or state employee, this is how it affects you. Over the next 12 years, your cost of living appreciation will be cut in half. It will go from 1.5% a year to 0.75% a year. Now, that's a little better than in the original bill, where it was going to be taken away altogether for 5 years. But it will actually, over the course of your lifetime, in average, cut about $73,000 worth of benefits. Some people believe this is actually a bigger cut than in the original bill, but it'll depend on the individual person. But it nevertheless is a big cut for retired teachers. Now, if you are a current teacher or state employee, here's how it affects you. You get the same 12-year cost of living cut. And for you, it will be $73,000 or potentially much more, especially if you're younger and just starting your career. Because over the course of time, that cost of living adjustment continues to increase and affects your salary going forward. In addition, if you are a current employee and a teacher, you can no longer use sick days for retirement value. Lots of teachers will save their sick days till the end of their career and use it for their final salary, which helps them get a higher retirement. That will not be allowed. Now, that was put in many years ago to encourage teachers to teach for longer years. That goes away under the new proposal. Now, this is probably the most important part. If you are a future teacher, if you know somebody who wants to be a teacher or potentially a state employee, there is a big switch. You no longer will get a pension, but you also won't get the 401k that Matt Bevin wanted. You'll get something called a hybrid plan. Now, in addition to everybody else, you don't get a cost of living adjustment, but your hybrid plan guarantees that your retirement will not lose money. But it only guarantees a 0% return. Now, let's talk about what that means. For most people out there that are teachers now, you get a pension, and you're basically guaranteed 7.5% return over the course of your lifetime. And that is why the teachers and the public employees have a good retirement system. This new plan will guarantee you no percent return. You won't lose any money you put in, but you're not necessarily guaranteed to get it. Now, as a practical matter, the stock market rises, so these plans will actually probably go up. But there's a decent chance they won't go up as much as a pension would. Some people estimate it'll be between 4 and 6%. So you're actually going to get a worse retirement if you're a future teacher than the people that get it now. So again, not as bad as what Matt Bevin said, but still different than what they have now. And then this is important, no Social Security. So what you have in that retirement, that's what you get. There's no Social Security net for future teachers. Is that a good plan? Well, I wouldn't say it's good, but it's not as terrible as what Bevin was proposing. So it kind of just depends on how you look at it. Now, there are some other elements that are important. If you're a state employee or teacher who started between 2003 and 2008, I know that's a weird 5-year group, but the reason is there's a gap in the law. Starting now, you'll have to spend 3% of your salary on a health care cost. That actually will really screw over those people. So if you're in that group, this is really important. Also, local governments now have a much greater share of the burden. A lot of the cost of this is being shifted, 25% of it, to local governments. And for small school districts across the state, this is huge. Also, this might not hold up in court. A lot of people believe the cost of living adjustment will violate the invaluable contract that the state had with workers, and all of this may go away, which is important. Now, at the end of the day, this is not what Matt Bevin asked for, and in many ways, this is a loss for him. He wanted everybody to a 401k, but teachers complained, and they changed it. Most teachers still believe this isn't a great deal, but it is a better deal than they had originally, and whether or not it passes remains to be seen. If you're a public employee or a teacher, your voice changed the last bill. What you decide on this one will impact whether or not you see your costs go down over the next 12 years and your salary take a hit. You won once, now we'll see what happens next.